Welcome to another handy lesson. In today's video, we're going to talk about the cognitivist learning theory. So stay until the end to know everything related to this paradigm. Well, through this lesson, we're going to talk about the cognitivist theory and the different theories regarding to this paradigm. The Cognitive Development by Jean Piaget, Meaningful Learning by David Ausubel, Observational Learning by Albert Bandura, and Discovery Learning by Jerome Bruner. And finally, we're going to check the roles of the different actors that play a role in this paradigm. Firstly, what is cognitivism? Cognitivism is a learning theory that came up as a response to the behaviorist theory. Behaviorist theory stated that we can shape our conduct by different techniques of conditioning. Well, cognitivist theory states that we are going to learn as we develop the ability to solve problems. So, this theory focuses on mental processes and such as perception, thought, memory, the learning process itself, and of course solving problems. And it directs the attention on the stimulus rather than any other experience that we have for learning. So this is cognitivism. There are different theories for cognitivism. The first one was proposed, or this could be one of the most famous one, was proposed by Jean Piaget. Jean Piaget's theory, most famous theory, is the cognitive development theory, which states that our intelligence changes as we grow. This is like a biological process that is connected to the cognitive process as we are growing in our life. So, Jean Piaget stated 4 different stages: sensory motor, pre-operational, concrete operational, and formal operational. Sensory motor, which is from the moment that we're born until 2 years of age, more or less. Pre-operational goes from 2 to 7 years of age. Concrete operational goes from 7 to 12 years. And formal operational goes from 12 to 15 years of age in adolescence. As you can notice, this is the rate of ages that divides the different school grades that we have, at least in our country. So, this is cognitive development theory by Jean Piaget. Then we have David Ausubel, who proposed the meaningful learning theory, which states that we receive experiences, we store that experience in our mind, and then it's there. When we have a new experience, we're going to use the previous one to build something new. Meaningful learning theory is considered to be not only a cognitivist theory, but it also belongs to the constructivist theory, which is going to be next. So, meaningful learning states that we receive information and we give a meaning to that information. We have then 5 different principles or 5 different characteristics of meaningful learning. Active learning, which states that we manipulate the new information in such a way that we move it or use it according to our needs. That is active, meaningful learning. Constructive, we reflect on it, we articulate, we choose something previously known and we use it to construct something new. That's constructive. Then cooperative, that means that we use the information that we have to share it with others and then have a benefit from the other perception, and we then construct something new. That's cooperative active learning. Cooperative meaningful learning, sorry. Then we have something that needs to have a context. Alright, something that we learn with a context or within a context, and that is called authentic meaningful learning. Then we have intentional. That means that we give a purpose to the information that we are receiving, and this is called intentional meaningful learning. David Ausubel came up with this theory. Then we have Albert Bandura with his observational learning theory. Albert Bandura stated that we learn by observing. We observe, then we choose role models in our life that could be our parents, teachers, older brothers or sisters, or just someone that we admire. That person becomes a role model for us. Then we observe everything that role model does or performs, how he makes decisions, how he conducts or behaves in different situations. Then after observing that, we naturally start modeling, imitating that role that we have chosen. This is called observational learning by Albert Bandura. He stated that we need to have attention, retention, then we reproduce what we have paid attention to, and finally we need to keep our motivation to continue being like that role model that we have chosen. He also stated that during our life we're going to have different role models, and we even might have a combination of all those role models to create something new. This is observational learning. Then we have discovery learning by Jerome Bruner. He stated that we are receiving new experiences, and as we live, as life goes on, and we are having experiences, we are discovering new moments, new information, new knowledge. So this is basically discovery learning. Then, into the teaching practice, we should go through 5 different principles: engaging, exploring, explaining, elaborating, and evaluating. Our students should engage in our activities, explore or have some experiments to give a meaning to the information that they are receiving. We should explain about the new information, and the students should elaborate, go deeper into that information. Finally, they should make a reflection, and this is called evaluate. They should make a reflection on what they have found, the discoveries that they have found. So this is called discovery learning by Jerome Bruner. In this paradigm, cognitivism, we have 3 main actors: the student, the teacher, and the institution. In cognitivism, unlike behaviorism, in which students have a passive role, cognitivism gives an active role to the students. The student is an active actor. He is responsible of his own learning because he is discovering, he is giving meaning, he is observing and imitating, so he basically becomes a problem solver. The teacher then has to supervise that all the activities are giving this effect into the students, and that lead students to the experience so they can increase their own knowledge. So the teacher is a supervisor, a facilitator, and a resource. Finally, the institution, the educational institution, should promote the spaces where the students are able to experience new knowledge. And also, the institution should allow teachers the necessary freedom to perform the activities they need to do with their students so they can get to the successful learning. So this was cognitivism in a few slides. You should click on the link in your PDF, and finally, if you want to know more, you can go to the references here. Thank you very much. I'll see you in the next handy lesson.